In the cool hills of Portland, Jamaica, history lives in memory, people, land, and practice. Here resides one of Jamaica's indigenous communities, whose legacy stretches back to the early 1700s. Meet the Charles Town Maroons. But in 2025, that legacy was tested. Hurricane Melissa, a ravaging Category 5 storm, battered Jamaica, triggering massive destruction, displacement, and flooding across the island, while claiming 45 lives. Several western parishes were among the hardest hit, and even parishes like Portland reported losses, including damage to farmland, homes, and cultural spaces.
Greetings. Thank you for joining us for our AIA 2026 program. Today we have with us Captain Delana Douglas from the Charles Town Maroon community, and he'll be telling us and walking us through some of the happenings in Charles Town and the recovery processes that they're doing right now.
Now, thank you very much, and I must say Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. Welcome to this beautiful beautiful Maroon indigenous community of Charlestown, and it's an honor to have you guys here today, in inquiring about our safety and how we evolve after the path of Hurricane Melissa. All right, so they were easily mended. However, the embankment on the river was the most damages that we have here in the community. So it's very important to us right now to, rebuild that area and ensure that the community is safe from this beautiful river, even though it gets so devastated when it's heavy.
Captain Douglas ended up taking us to this house here behind me. He says 2 Maroon women were living in the house at the time, and he said the road work actually went as far back behind us as you can see. And so what really happened is that the river ended up changing the entire landscape, the entire land, the entire ground of this community, therefore impacting the entire space.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, the role of the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Mirror Bank, has been both documentary and strategic. As an institution charged with the responsibility for safeguarding Jamaica's intangible cultural heritage, we are aware that storms do not only disrupt or damage infrastructure, but they also disrupt living traditions, livelihoods, sacred spaces, and community identities. Our decision to document intangible cultural heritage communities after the hurricane is intentional. Communities such as Charles Town, Moortown, Scotts Hall, Flagstaff, and the Compound are not only historic Maroon settlements, they are living cultural landscapes. Charles Town in particular sits at the gateway to the Blue and Drunker Mountains World Heritage Site.
The Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, through its post-disaster needs assessment meetings, is systematically documenting both tangible and intangible losses across the cultural sector, from damage to rivers and farms to the disruption of cultural spaces and livelihoods. These consultations ensure that heritage remains central to national recovery planning. Representatives from various traditional communities across Jamaica participated directly both in person and via video conference, submitting formal reports detailing the impact on their environment, economy, and cultural life. As explored across this 2-part series, this participatory approach reinforces a critical principle. Communities are not spoken for, they are speaking for themselves within the National Recovery Framework.
The importance of Charlestown to Jamaica is that we are an indigenous community and we hold a very, very valuable part of the culture of this community. We hold the history and we sustain this history, so we could pass down these knowledges, indigenous knowledges, to the next generation for the development and the improvement of this beautiful island of Jamaica and for the sustainability of our beautiful land.
Tell us some of the uses that the river has been to the community. What is it used for among the Maroons?
Well, This river is a part of the community. It is also a part of our livelihood, in which this is a space where we come to relax. For musicians like myself, this is places where we come to practice, to make songs, and to even have a picnic with the family. It provides fishes. It is a place where a lot is done. It's a whole healing medicinal area where we go to, de-stress and relax to as well. So it is a part of our everyday life. It's not just a part of the community or a resource that we use from the community. As we say, water is known as ocean, which is a spiritual element of all different cultures.
So you can find out more about accessing the Charles Town community on their website. They're online. Just go to the Charles Town Maroon community.
Through this documentary, the ACIJ JMB is ensuring that the impacts of these natural disasters are being properly recorded. Too often when we conduct national assessments on natural disasters, we tend to emphasize the physical losses, but in many cases tend to neglect their effects on intangible cultural heritage, such as the disruption in agricultural practices, in belief systems, in our traditions, in our practices, and how they impact on our communal identity. By documenting these realities, we are advocating for a heritage-sensitive recovery planning.
The Charles Town Maroon is but one story. The next begins just beyond these hills. As the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica, Jamaica Memory Bank, moves on to another community, the question remains the same. How do Jamaica's traditional communities weather the storm that disrupts their daily lives? And how do they recover?
All right.